What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. All right, so let's get serious now. I want to talk about two particular heavyweights: Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Now, what made me the idea, gave me the idea to make this video. The reason I did it is because someone posted a training video, a recent video of Deontay Wilder. Now, I noticed I never see sparring with him or anything other than him just either hitting mitts or hitting those little foam sticks. Now, of course, the thumbnail will say something to get your attention. Deontay Wilder is showing explosive superhuman power on the mitts. Deontay Wilder, right? Whatever. And you watch it, and it's the same old thing you done seen before. Then I see a video, he's talking about he got his confidence back, and he's trying to show everybody he got his confidence back. Okay, but he's fighting a guy ranked 285. Somebody else posted a video and said, new footage of Anthony Joshua training for his comeback. He's back. Anthony Joshua training for his comeback. Now, I don't know if the first clip was new or not, because I'm pretty sure there's other training videos of AJ I never saw before. But that little compilation was a bunch of old shit as well. So that's false to say he's training for his comeback when if you got a bunch of old videos. Okay, like I said, I don't know if the very first one was whatever. But bottom line is this. When people start trying to assure you that they're back, Roy Jones told us he was back after he had got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. And he came back, like I said, against Glenn Johnson. He was jumping up and down, hollering and shit, yelling at the crowd going crazy. You know, we thinking, yeah, Roy back, right? Y'all saw what happened, right? So, you only know what happens once that bell rings. And it's like once that bell rang, all that fire and rage was gone. And we saw how the fight went. All right. What does a loss mean for Deontay Wilder, and what does a loss mean for Anthony Joshua? So we'll start off with Wilder first. When a fighter comes to the conclusion and say, last dance, last chance, something he said about himself, not something everybody said about him. Although we agree he can't afford another loss. Who did he say this about? He said this in reference to his fight with Zhilei Zhang. Before that, he lost to Parker. If you guys think his confidence is back, right? If you really believe that. Now, I know some of y'all is dumb as fuck, so I'm gonna bear with you. But if you really believe that his confidence is actually back, wouldn't part of you, after having that belief, say, wait a minute, if your confidence is back, why are you fighting 285? That's his name. His name is 285. His opponent don't even have a name. It's 285. You can't even find fight footage of this guy. That's how inactive and how this is the guy that got in the ring with F.A. Jogba. Remember that guy that got in the ring with F.A. and then jumped out the ring and just left and complained about not getting paid, all that shit. That he kept changing the opponent, all this shit. Now think about it. His opponents went down, down, down. Wouldn't you think with Deontay, take the stink of bitch off of your breath and think as a man just for a few seconds, if you're capable. Wouldn't that make you say, with Deontay, if your confidence is really back, you should be trying to get in the ring with Zhang or Parker, man, because they both beat you. And you can't come up with that bullshit excuse about, yeah, but Zhang coming off of a loss, because so is Wilder. And ain't that the fucking excuse that his fans was giving him before? I don't like the fact that they put you in a fight with Parker and you've been inactive. And he's been active, right? And then he lost. So so they were saying he shouldn't go right back in there against another top guy, just take a couple of tune-ups. Remember that? Then he'd be right back on track. And then all of a sudden we got word that he was fighting, that him and Zhang was supposed to be fighting. Zhang had signed the contract. Wilder refused to sign it. Months went by, then finally we got the fight. And what did Wilder say? Did he not say the same thing last time? The savagery is back, and that was what was missing. The reason he didn't knock out Parker is because of all the shit that we say about him. And y'all believe that bullshit? Now, you're coming back against a guy ranked 285. What's going to be any different about you now? Other than you're just fighting a guy ranked 285. Which means he basically is complete garbage. Plain and simple. So, this is meant and hope to send shockwaves. Bam, Wilder gets a spectacular knockout against 285. Yeah. Like that game, Undisputed, what do they always repeat? What's the one quote they constantly repeat through that game? The winner of this will certainly get a title shot. So beating 285, that warrants a title shot? But hey, Wilder knows he can't afford another loss. So he can feed y'all the bullshit to try to make you think that he knows this is just a comeback fight. He knows it. I've heard him say it, that this is a fight to get me back on track. He said that. The problem is you idiot fans. We love you, King. We'll always be by your side. Better yet, in front of you or in back of you, with our mouths open and our tongues out. Because, Wilder, we love you. We don't want to get married just in case you're single one day. You guys, you fools. Okay? Wilder knows this is a comeback fight, and he knows he can't afford to lose. Now, even though he admits this is a comeback fight, you fucking idiots don't look at it that way. You think this is just Wilder and a fight. And you purposely overlook 285. He can't afford to lose. Now, you can't get confidence by beating an ED level. Matter of fact, this motherfucker ranks 285. He's off the chart. There's no more letters left on the alphabet that you can put this guy at 285. Okay? So what happens is really simple. Either Deontay Wilder. All right, guys, I had to bleep out the stop the video. I had to take an important call. I swear, you don't know how many times I have to actually completely stop a video because they always want to call when I'm recording. All right, so bottom line, Deontay can't afford another loss. Now, here's the reality. Fighters are going to talk their shit. They're going to say what they're going to say. This is where they look stupid and if it backfires. Because you go from saying the savagery's back, right? You go from, saying, I don't know if I still have my killer instinct. When I had my killer instinct, nobody could touch me. But when you had your killer instinct, you still didn't beat any top level guys. And as soon as you stepped up and you got there with 8 top level guys, you lost. Okay? And you lost again and again and again. As soon as you fought Robert Heladius, you won. As soon as you got in there with Parker, another top level guy, you lost. As soon as you got in there again with Zhang, another top level guy, you lost. Make no mistake about it. Just like when John Ruiz was fighting and he wasn't elite, neither was Luis Ortiz. Neither was Bermane Stiverne. And neither was Chris Arreola. You understand? All right? And remember, Bermane Stiverne beat Chris Arreola. Twice. They fought twice. And that's who Bermane Stiverne got the belt for. It was vacated. That's how he got the belt. Okay, so at the end of the day, Trevor Bryant was a champion. All right? It's levels. So the reality is regardless to what Wilder say, regardless to what AJ or anybody says, you got to go in that ring and deliver. 285 shows you his confidence is there. You don't beat a fucking non-rated fighter and then get confidence that you're going to be a top-level guy. That psychological shit starts to fuck you up once you get in there, and that little amateur shit isn't working for you anymore. Now you like, fuck, this shit's happening again, right? So he can't afford another loss. So what he should do is what he's doing at this moment. Stop talking shit, but stop talking about your confidence is back. I hear you saying that shit, but I don't believe you. Because if your confidence is back, there's no fucking way you'd be fighting 285. It's just like somebody go out and they have a car accident, right? Let's say it's raining outside. The car hydroplanes and they lose control of the fucking car and the car slams into a wall or something, right? Now, every time it rains, they don't want to drive. Then one day they tell you, my confidence is back, right? Some time goes by and it is raining, but they don't want to drive. They're telling you their confidence is back, but they won't drive. No, it's not back. It's not back. It might be back to drive when it's not raining. Some people are scared to drive on the highway. So saying the confidence is back, well, damn, you should be fighting the guys that beat you because you're confident. See, here's the thing. If you lack confidence, and that's why you lost to Parker, if the confidence is back, wouldn't you want to fight Parker? If you lacked confidence when you lost to Zhang, now the confidence is back, wouldn't you want to fight Zhang? He beat you. Why would you want to fight 285? See, y'all get so stuck into the fanboy bullshit that you act stupid and don't pay attention to your own stupid behavior. He said the savagery was back when he fought Zhang and blamed us for his poor performance against Parker. He didn't want us talking about him no more, so he went there and held back. What? Really? Really? He can't afford another loss. Turkey's been trying to fucking throw him a bone. Different people trying to throw him a bone and try to get him Bridgerweight title fight. Trying to put him in, a situation, world title fight. Even over the guys that beat him. So, that being said, he could have at least fought Joe Joyce, man. You understand what I'm saying? So Adelia White. Somebody like that. Hell, Derek Chisora, I believe strongly would beat the shit out of 285. And Derek Chisora is a journeyman. You don't even know his opponent. This is the sad part about Wilder fans that's delusional. You don't even know his opponent. The shit that I'm saying should make you go, if you never thought about it, damn, that makes sense. You don't even know this dude he's fighting. You put his name in and can't even find footage of this motherfucker. You want to know what to pop up? A training video from years ago. So, this is who he's fighting. So Wilder knows, no matter what comes out of his mouth, he can't afford another loss. And at his age, not only would it set him back to the point where he won't get that title shot that he wants with whoever, but it's pretty much bye-bye. Now, worst case scenario is he loses to this guy. But if he even struggles with this dude, and y'all make excuses about ring rust or, whatever, that's his fault, man. That has nothing to do with, the opponent. You need to be more active. Now, whatever he was dealing with in his personal life that may have taken toll on him, shit happens. Nobody's holding that against him. But y'all get really brutal on fighters y'all don't care about, but make excuses for the ones that you do care about. He can't afford another loss, man, because it's done. What excuse could he possibly come up with if he lose? Or struggle with this dude in a win? What excuse, and even if he goes and knock him out in the first round, right? What does that say about him knocking out another top-level dude? And I'm sure if he looks good in the fight, he's going to say, I told you, the confidence is back. Look, this guy Lonnie B says he's not impressed with Jerron Boots in his fighting T.O. He's weight bullying, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So when Jerron finally goes up to 154, who's going to be the weight bully to Jerron Boots Ennis? Right? Everybody got an opinion on something when they just either they're trying to put themselves in a certain situation, they're trying to get certain notoriety themselves, whatever projects and shit they got going on, whatever that they're involved in. But he's not impressed by that, right? Now, I don't know how he feels about Wilder versus 285, but my point is at least racist T.O. is ranked. So if you're not impressed by that, I don't give a fuck. You can't be impressed by this bullshit. One thing I will say about this choice of an opponent. Then one thing I noticed too in this training video I saw, this recent one with Wilder, he looks very skinny again. Remember, come on, the weight was even a problem. Remember, they said they went to 238 because they was experimenting. And I said, what the fuck what is Wilder, a guinea pig? What the fuck do you mean experimenting? You don't experiment in the ring. That shit you do in training camp. You don't fucking experiment in the fucking ring, man. With the, and I said he should have put that weight on his fucking legs and his fucking thighs, not his fucking upper. He ain't have to. But they gonna do what they gonna do anyway, right? And they said it was too heavy. It slowed him down. And like I said, it's not going to make him punch harder. And if anything, it will slow him down. But it didn't like he slowed down. It's just like he couldn't carry this shit because at the end of the day, he don't know how to box. And all he was doing was throwing punches. Now, if the weight, if bulking up, slowed him down, he should have felt that in training. But they came in, 217, was it? Something like that in one fight, and he said it was too small, 216, whatever. Then came in, it was too small. He don't know how he got down to that weight, this, that, and the third, right? But it was too small. All right, so what is his weight? Around between 225, around 225, 220, 225, right? That's what they said. Just a few pounds up, right? Then he comes in the next fight, 2 pounds, at 213. After saying 216 was too small. He looks really skinny right now. So I don't know even with what weight. And they said 216 is his unbeatable weight. Ain't that what they said? So Wilder is in a position right now where it doesn't matter about what the fans say. Okay, like you being a fanboy and all. No, the reality is Deontay Wilder cannot afford to lose this fight or any other fight. It will it will erase him from any title fight. So you don't beat this guy and then fight Usyk or Dubois. Now, we'll see what happens come fight night. I don't care about this fight at all. Not even a little bit. At all. Let's say, even for people saying he should fight Anthony Joshua. Okay, cool. But what if AJ's opponent is in the top 10? So I be the top 10 guy, you beat 285. And then we fight. Just say. It doesn't even warrant a fight with AJ with this choice of an opponent. But that's the best move he can make outside of a championship fight. Now, let's go to AJ. And I'll say this, I don't care how much you punch in the air and punch foam sticks and all of that. I'm going to tell you one thing that I see in AJ, that it has nothing to do with his weight. I just look at how he throws his punches, right? AJ don't snap his shit. You say he throws uppercuts, it's like he's, instead of he don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't shoot them shits. He don't, he hook his shit up. AJ needs to focus on speed. He has the power. He needs to learn how to snap his shit, man. Pop, pop, and not, that like he does when he's not sure about himself. Pawing with that shit. Snap that bitch out. You know what I'm saying? Pop, pop, snap that shit out. I'm watching him in those videos, and I say, okay, I recognize some of these videos. Anthony Joshua can't afford another loss. The difference with AJ, well, one of the differences, one of the several differences they have, but one, AJ can still go back home to the UK and fight somebody and still get a big ovation and still get a great reception and people want to see him win. He still can do that. Even if it's British level or British level boxing, it don't matter. It's still, and they're still trying to get him versus Fury, right? AJ himself can't afford another loss. If he goes, think about this. He got knocked out by Dubois in 4 rounds. You can't come back. Even if you come back and fought, let's just say, because I don't know if this is true or not, so I don't even want to go by no rumors, because I keep seeing people posting that he's on his comeback fight is going to be against Martin McCauley. I don't even know where this is coming from. So I'm not telling you that's happening. I keep seeing people posting this shit. But let's say if it was McCauley. McCauley is much better than 285. If AJ was to win, that's a much bigger statement. But if he was to lose, people going to look at it like, damn, McCauley went in with the distance with motherfucking Efe Ajagba. Now, Efe Ajagba, by most people, feel like he won the fight. So here's the thing. We don't know if AJ's confidence is back. AJ isn't talking shit at all. But we don't know that his confidence is back. And you want to know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to sit and tell you I think it is. I don't know that his confidence is back. But even when you miss being in the ring and you say, man, I just missed the training and being in there fighting, yeah, that's all good. But you still got to go in there and win. And the thing is, with AJ, if he comes back and lose again, right? Why would you even want to see him in Fury? Like, why, Fury got his ass kicked twice by Usyk and is so-called retired. So, what you have in common is two guys that got 2 back-to-back losses, now they're fighting. This is another Kell Brook versus Amir Khan situation at that point. Wilder versus, AJ is somewhat of a Kell Brook versus Amir Khan situation as well, because basically what happened, this fight would have been way bigger had they fought when they were supposed to. But now, with both guys having several losses and, AJ looking solid, like he was back just to lose again, and I tell you guys, you don't know what's going to happen come fight night. One thing about AJ, see, his lack of consistency, because, for example, if AJ's focused, that motherfucker's hard to beat. It's something with this dude, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is about AJ. What it is about his opponent, or what happens that he fight with that lack of confidence. But if you watch him against Dubois, he got hit early, hard. Felt Dubois' full power early. And we saw what happened. And he fought back, though. He didn't go in there and just fold. Like he fought back. But he fought back stupidly. He didn't fight back in the wisest of ways. Hands down from the very beginning. His hands is here. And I'm like, yo, what the fight from the very first round? Because AJ, it ain't like he got that incredible head movement and can just make you pay with the hands. That he ain't that type of fighter. And I'm looking at him like, the fuck are you doing? Hands here. I'm like, man, he gonna fuck around and get stretched. Okay. But see, I can do that. Wilder fans can't do that shit. Yeah. You might have a few that's down to earth in it, but you motherfuckers be, no, man, Wilder still, Wilder, whatever. Anthony Joshua can't afford to lose. And the fact of you being a charity case, like I'm saying, for name's sake, they'll just warrant you fight. Nah, man. Like big fights I tell you what, I think that If Deontay Wilder win his fight, I don't know the timeline for AJ. I know like last week I saw a video where he was saying that he had to get a surgery on his elbow and then he'll be out of training for like 2 weeks, then he'll be back into training. So I don't know what he's looking for, like the timetable as far as him coming back to actually fight. If Deontay Wilder wins this fight, and Anthony Joshua, whenever he comes back, win his fight, like I said, I don't know the timetable, but that's a fight they'll probably try to push for. Like, look, man, you don't want to go down to Bridgerweight, Wilder. We can't just stick you in a title fight, but we can put you in there with AJ. You both guys both coming off wins. I think now is the better time. Why? Because it's possible either one of them can lose again, right? I don't care for the fucking fight. Even when the fight was supposed to happen, I didn't think the fight was really going to be competitive. I always thought AJ would just fuck him up. Okay. But like I said, you never know what's going to happen. But I think that AJ back in the day, he'd have fucked Wilder up as far as I'm concerned. But here's the deal. If Wilder fights this guy and win, I don't think he should wait for an AJ fight. I think he should keep active. Therefore, you don't have the ring rush issue. And pretty much, don't expect Wilder to jump in there with somebody ranked in the top 10 if he beats 285. He's going to find another very low-level opponent to fight, and that's going to be his way of keeping active, fighting low-ranked guys. He'll probably find somebody ranked even lower than 285. And that's what this will be. Let me stay active. Now, even though I'm telling you the confidence is back, I'm fighting low-level guys, hoping this will get me into a fight where now when I step up, I'm fighting top-level dudes. We saw Roy Jones when he got knocked out by Tarver. He jumped in there with Glenn Johnson. People said it was too soon. It wasn't that it was too soon. Roy was just done at that point. Roy couldn't even take a punch anymore. His punch resistance was gone. We seen Roy take, he didn't get hit often, but we seen him get cracked with some shots and he didn't go down. And Glenn Johnson's not even a big puncher. After that, man, I saw him fighting guys, man, like, who the fuck is this dude Roy fighting? He's fighting these little small buildings, look like gymnasiums and little bingo halls. Like, he was having these weird I'm like, damn. So I knew Roy wasn't the same Roy. He fought this dude, what was his name? Prince Abadi Ajamu or some shit. Prince Badu Ajamu, some shit, some name. And I remember seeing that fight. That dude ran across the ring at Roy and started jumping on Roy. It was looking like Roy was about to have another Glenn Johnson moment. But he weathered that storm. And he came back and you can see he got more confident in the fight as the fight went on. He just started dominating the guy. And that's the level of competition that Roy fought for some years. All the way up until he got to the Jeff Lacey fight, Felix Trinidad fight. Jeff Lacey and Trinidad was two namesake fights because neither one of those guys were the same either. And you can see how far that Roy had slipped. Roy was not even close. And his first big fight back since all of that time was against who? Joe Calzaghe. Dropped Joe Calzaghe, I think, in the first round, right? with one punch and couldn't finish him off. And then he had to fight with Bernard Hopkins, the rematch. And that was the last of him fighting names that meant anything. He goes up to cruiserweight. Okay? He was losing to guys that he would have destroyed in his prime. And there was a guy at the time named Marco Huck. I think that's who Usyk got the belt from at cruiserweight. Marco Huck would have fucked Roy up. And that, in fact, the fight that Roy lost, the last fight that he lost at cruiserweight before that, if he won, that's who the next fight would have been against. Now, just imagine at that time if Usyk and Roy would have fought at that time. That shit would have been a nightmare for Roy. Marco Huck would have been a nightmare for Roy. Roy's punch resistance was gone. His reflexes wasn't the same. And Roy just lost that killer instinct. He didn't hit you with bad intentions anymore. Roy just tried to box and move. Almost like I don't know. I feel like a lot of times in Roy's head, it's almost like, hey, man, I didn't hit you that hard, so throw your punches the way I'm throwing mine. It's like he just didn't try to, take anybody's head off anymore. And my point with all of that is, like I said, if you listen to Roy talk, I told you I ain't getting nowhere. I'm still here. I'm still the baddest man, throwing down all that. Stop, Roy. No, you're not. So all that talking about what I am and where I am and what I can do, at some point, you gotta wake the fuck up and just realize, nah. One time I heard him admit, nah, well, I ain't far from what I was, but you know, I still got the desire to do it and all that, and yeah. So just think about it. His first official loss, real legit loss, is at 36 years old. And right now, Deontay Wilder is 38, 39. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, he don't have a long time left in this sport, man. And the fact of the matter is, he's not coming back with confidence, because if he was, he'd be fighting Joseph Parker or Zhang or somebody ranked in the top 10. You think that if he said he wanted to fight one of these top 10 guys, somebody's going to say no? Unless there's a person going, yo, Deontay, you don't need that, man. Just build yourself back up. Right? Otherwise, no. If he said, I want Caballero, what I'm saying, would you rather see Wilder versus Caballero, or would you rather see him versus 285? And that's the one thing when AJ fought Franklin, right? Franklin actually is a good fighter. The problem with Franklin, he's not consistent, stamina issues, and pretty much it's like he don't stick to a game plan. So he has his flaws. But he's better than 285 by far. So what I'm saying, even for Wilder, he could have came back against like Jermaine Franklin. He could have came back against a Michael Hunter. You see what I'm saying? Somebody that we actually even heard of. So both of them, him and AJ, are in similar situations. Like I said, but the only difference being AJ can still go Fabio Wardley and guys like that, Frazier Clay. He can still fight guys like that and still be a part of a card where, you know, it's a good event. It's a good card. Whereas Wilder can't do that here in the States. So if he was to lose to this dude, it's a wrap. For AJ, it's the same thing in terms of, you know, all this putting him in title fights. Nah, man, you got to earn this shit. So Anthony Joshua and Wilder are almost parallel in the outcome. Now, if AJ comes back and get knocked out again, it's over for him. If Wilder gets knocked out by this dude, especially, it's over for him. So this is more than a crossroads fight for both guys, man. It's more. Even though AJ's a better fighter than Wilder, lack of confidence can cause your opponent to win. It can allow them to win. Wilder, a little bit older. You know, this is like he said, when he said last dance, last chance, it's obvious he meant it. Like he understood it. Because like I said, he would have a better choice of an opponent right now than 285 if his confidence is really there. AJ, we don't know if a confident AJ is going to show up or if lackluster, for some reason I'm fighting like a little scared bitch, is going to show up. I don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. And the thing was, now don't get me wrong, he didn't look scared, like he was scared of Dubois. He looked unsure of himself though. You understand? Because mind you, he was coming forward trying to catch it with hard punches, but he abandoned. Coming in off the jab, boxing, you being smart. He came in like I feel like he got mad because he got dropped and got embarrassed, and he was trying to get his back. Like, all right, fuck this. I'm trying to get this guy out of here. And you know, when he threw that fucking uppercut, man, it's like he threw that bitch in slow motion and he cocked back first. Amateur mistakes. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, people are studying AJ. They're studying Wilder. You understand what I'm saying? So, the only thing that's different in this situation is AJ knows how to box. It's just what AJ is going to show up. Wilder doesn't. you know how Wilder's going to beat you. So with Wilder, it's can he muster up enough offense to where he's working behind that jab because he need to bring that jab back. Wilder don't throw the jab like he used to. He passes around a lot. They stand around. I watched him and Zhang fight the other night. I was watching that fight again. The first exchange they got into where Wilder was in the corner and Zhang was pouncing on him, you could hear when Wilder's punching. He's like, look at how he's literally like just throwing punches. There's no slip, move, catch, nothing. It's just him just throwing back and turning. He literally, watch it yourself. He's turning his head, throwing punches. When the ref finally separated them, you can see him wobbling around the ring. Like Wilder doesn't have the legs and the movement. So if he would pop that, that's why I said when I'm watching, see, let me explain this. When I'm watching him hit those little foam sticks and watching him, I'm trying to see how often he's throwing that jab, moving, keeping that jab out, using it for measurement, using it, pow, throwing the two behind it, keeping it long. See, Wilder can't afford to try to be fancy. He don't have those type of skills. Wilder needs to take the Bevel basic approach, but he got to keep that jab out. That was the best part of Wilder's arsenal his whole career. Working off that jab, keeping it long, and then throw the right hand out of nowhere. Because how I used to throw it back in the day, he would throw it, he'd keep it out, throw it to the body. That jab was his most effective punch. You can't get no more basic than that. And then he would throw it and literally like hop behind it, bow, with the right hand. Now, of course, that worked on lower level guys. But you don't even see him do that shit anymore. So when he's throwing the jab now, it's like here and there. He's trying to figure out what he's supposed to be doing. This is the reason why people would say him and AJ should fight. Because the people really feel like they both fell off. And before both of them lose again, then the fight is completely just, what's the purpose? Who cares now if they fight? Yeah. It is what it is. But look, y'all. Neither one of these guys can afford another loss. And we only know what's going to happen come fight night. Now, this fight with this dude, I'm not even concerned about. I don't even care about this shit. It's a BLK Prime event, yo. BLK Prime. But, whatever happens, happens. And then we'll see. Because honestly, it's like a in with the out with the old, in with the new somewhat. It's not too many faces in the heavyweight division that's younger that really stand out. This dude, Moses Itoma or whatever, he is making some noise, but really, this generation of Wilder, AJ, Fury's already retired. They're phasing out. Dillian White, these guys are all phasing out. So, at this point, there's no more super weights at heavyweight. There's no more super fights. We could have had what would have been considered a super fight between AJ and Wilder that never happened. Wilder versus White wouldn't have been a super fight, but it would have been two of the top guys, and that never happened. It was about to get the rematch between AJ and Dillian White, which was no super fight. AJ beat him already the first time. We know Dillian popped dirty, so. I mean, Dylan had his situation, so got injured, so they didn't fight, and we got AJ versus Dubois. We never had AJ, Wilder versus Dubois. We had AJ versus Usyk twice. We never had Wilder versus Usyk. So there's no more super fights left at heavyweight, none whatsoever. And even if Fury and AJ is the fight right now, it's not a super fight. It's just a fight that the UK fans be glad to get. And as far as the boxing public, I don't really think people care that much. Honestly, they don't even care that much. Casuals might, oh shit, Fury and AJ, but I don't think the people really care. No more super fights heavyweight. There's nobody. Usyk is rematching Dubois. But as far as super fights go, So what is it left for these guys to do? Here's the fucked up thing about the heavyweight division. All right, but this is the way it is. Look at it. Especially if Usyk beats Dubois and then retire, anybody else that gets that title after Usyk is just an excuse of a world heavyweight champion. Because if Usyk was still here, you wouldn't have had that. You wouldn't have got the title. The only person that can get that title outside of AJ, like if he's able, whoever gets it. But what I'm saying for name, as far as names, is if Joseph Parker fights somebody for that title and win. But bottom line, it's still a thing of you only got the belt because Usyk is not here type of situation, which I don't like when people put like this. Everybody has their time, then they move on. You know. But we don't know if Usyk beats Joseph Parker or Parker beats Usyk. We have our opinions. But until it happens, we don't know. Now, if he beats Dubois and then fights Joseph Parker, then retire, then it's official. All you motherfuckers, whoever get the belt now, you're not going to stand out and do anything special. Why? You all are getting older. You all got losses, and Usyk is gone. Usyk beat all the top dudes, and he's out. Heavyweight division needs some new life. So, who's that going to be? Hell, I don't know. But anyway, that's my take on this situation between AJ and Wilder, man. They both need to win whatever they got coming up. And one thing is, for sure, AJ's opponent won't be ranked out of the top 10. Definitely top 15, for sure. And whoever he fights, if he wins, well, he'll be a lot closer to a title shot than Wilder will. So I believe that will be the fight that they would try to make happen just to get the fight. Fury, I'm not even interested in Fury fighting anybody. Stay retired. But it is what it is. I don't even care about the AJ Wilder fight anymore. Myself personally, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But it's just the fight now. There's nothing special about it anymore. More than likely, of course, a payday for both guys. I don't even see this being a huge payday. I don't see either one of them going there making a big deal about money, because to be honest with you, when you're coming off losing performances, and even if you come back and win against somebody that you really were supposed to win against, there's nothing overwhelming about that. So this isn't no super fight. I didn't even see it as a super fight if they would have fought earlier, because you got one guy that's skilled and you got another guy that's really not, but he just has enough to hang in there, against the guys and win against the guys, low-level guys. So they waited too long. They just waited too long. But I don't know. We'll see. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hair to people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.